With the Arsenal season now being over and all the talk around Arsenal being about next season, who we should sell, who we should buy, how we should improve this team, before I join in on those discussions, I want to make one last video about last season, giving out my awards for last season, from the best player to the moments of the season to the clutch player of the season. And all these awards are my opinion. If you guys think someone else should have won a certain award or something else should have won a certain award, well then let me know that in the comments below. So what's going on, everyone? You are listening to Gunner Central here. I hope you are all doing well. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, the first award we're going to start off with, I'm going to work our way up to the bigger one, and the last award will be the player of the season. But the first award I want to talk about is the unsung hero, the player that gave 10 out of 10 performances so consistently, but due to one thing or another, didn't get the credit that they deserved for it. And for me, this one's a very, very obvious pick. It has to be Gabriel Magalhaes. I thought Gabriel was superb. And like Declan Rice said, that when he joined Arsenal, everyone was talking about Saliba, but equally, everyone should have been talking about Gabriel. Gabriel is a game-changing centre-back that when Saliba has off days, when the whole defense has off days, Gabriel is there to clean up. If you think about it, a huge problem that Arsenal had throughout the season was that left back position, and for Gabriel to cover for left back so much, because our left backs kept getting beat or just weren't great defensively. Every time Zinchenko plays, Gabriel's responsibilities double, and when Kivior gets beat, well then it's Gabriel to clean it up. Gabriel Magalhaes, on top of scoring 4 goals in the Premier League, he has been absolutely outstanding this season, and he definitely deserves to be our unsung hero. There weren't really any other people in line for this award for me. I think it was pretty clear that Gabriel Magalhaes has to win this award. And now the next award we're going to talk about is the clutch player of the year. And when I say that, you guys should already know who the winner is going to be. It has to be Leandro Trossard. Trossard has been absolutely clutch for Arsenal this season. I mean, I could list a whole bunch of his goals that he scored that were winners for us, that were last minute winners, that were just crucial goals in general. I mean, the goal he scored at Old Trafford to give us the 1-0 win over United, the goal he scored against Bayern Munich to get us the 2-2, the goal he scored against FC Porto in the second leg to bring us to penalties, the last goal he scored against Liverpool coming off the bench to win us the game, winning 3-1. He got the equaliser against Chelsea, he got the winning goal against Everton at the beginning of the season, he got the last minute equaliser against Man City in the Community Shield to send us to penalties, all this season alone. Leandro Trossard has been absolutely clinical, absolutely clutch for us, and I genuinely don't see anyone else that could even come close to beating Leandro Trossard for this award. Like with the unsung hero with Gabriel Magalhaes, I just don't see anyone that's been more clutch than Leandro Trossard this season. Every time there's a last minute goal needed, or Leandro Trossard pops up and scores it for us. Leandro Trossard for me, by far our clutch player of the season. And now onto a little more sad award, I suppose, to give out to someone, and that is the letdown player of the season. The player that just didn't really fulfill their expectations, or just didn't look nearly as good as we saw from them previously. And for me, there are 2 people that can go under this. I'm going to say them both. It's Gabriel Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus. But after some deliberation, I hate to do this, but I think the letdown player of the season for me is Gabriel Martinelli. Now, Jesus, yes, he wasn't good. He scored 8 goals, got 8 assists throughout the season, which doesn't sound bad, but it's not great. He was hella injury prone and just overall pretty much underwhelming throughout the season. And then Gabriel Martinelli, I mean, he played 35 games this season in the Premier League alone and only got 6 goals and 4 assists. Now, there were some really good performances from Martinelli. I still think Martinelli is a really good player for us. But if we're just being completely honest, he just hasn't ever really been good enough this season. He did score a brace against Crystal Palace. He did score a goal against Liverpool, a crucial goal against Liverpool. He got a good goal against Luton Town, a goal against Lens. But he just hasn't really been great. The best performance I think from him all season was probably that Liverpool game. Or equally, maybe the first game that we played against Sevilla in the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan. He just didn't ever look like the Martinelli of last season. I don't know what it is, whether it's Leandro Trossard just being so good that Martinelli is forced to play less games, or whatever the case is. I do think it's very fair to say that Martinelli was extremely underwhelming this season. Jesus as well, but I think Martinelli underperformed just a little bit more than Jesus. So for me, I hate to do it, but it has to be Martinelli as our letdown player of the season. Now onto the moments of the season. Now there's 2, and I'm not going to decide one, so I'm going to let you guys decide this. Between the 2, I have when we beat Liverpool 3-1. I think that was a title-defining win for us. If we had lost that game, we probably would have been knocked out of the title race. We were coming off extremely bad form, coming off a Dubai break. We go up at home against Liverpool in a huge game. Liverpool had just beaten us in the FA Cup, and we go out and we win 3-1. Really good performance. Other than that little mistake that conceded the goal that gave Luis Diaz the goal, we were really efficient, really clinical performance. We did have better performances throughout the season, but that moment to beat Liverpool 3-1 with our bad form going into that game, that was so huge for us. But then equally, I think it's just the return of Champions League football to the Emirates Stadium. I don't know what can beat that other than the Liverpool game. I don't know. It's between those two. Playing Champions League football again with this team. Seeing Bukayo Saka play his first bit of Champions League football. Seeing Declan Rice do that. Seeing William Saliba do that. Seeing Gabriel Magalhaes play his first bit of Champions League football. I don't know what can beat that. Having the Champions League anthem in the Emirates Stadium was so nice to hear. I can't decide on my moments of the season. I'm probably leaning towards the Champions League, but that Liverpool win was such a huge win for us, so I don't really know. Now we'll go on to goal of the season. This, of course, will be given to the best goal. Not necessarily the one that meant the most, but just the overall best goal. And to be honest, there are a pretty decent amount of good goals we scored this season, but I'm struggling to give it to anything other than Gabby Jesus against Manchester United. I thought that was a superb goal. Not only did it secure us the 3 points against Man United, but the way he sends, I think it was Dalot to the shops with a nice cut in, and then he just slots it into the bottom corner. I genuinely don't think there was a better goal in terms of football and what it meant at the same time. Of course, we had that Declan Rice banger against West Ham, but the fact that that was a goal that made it 6-0, well, I don't know, it makes it a little less impressive. It's still impressive, but I think that Gabby Jesus won, the one that secured us 3 points against Manchester United. This was when Manchester United were in really good form at the beginning of the season. They looked like they could be title competitors, and we shut that down so quickly. Declan Rice, of course, but Jesus put the nail in the coffin. Great goal, great cut-in, great finish, and great moment for us. I think goal of the season for me is Gabby Jesus against Manchester United. Now onto the surprise player of the season, the player that over-exceeded expectations, and the moment I say that, you guys should already know who I'm going to. This has to be Kai Havertz. I think when Kai Havertz came in, there was so much scrutiny about him. Many people didn't know if they even liked Kai Havertz. I mean, after 3 games, people were saying that Saudi Arabia must come buy Kai Havertz away from Arsenal. I always believed in Kai Havertz. Did I believe in him this much? Not quite. But he has been absolutely superb. Definitely been the surprise player of the season. I mean, in the league alone, he has 13 goals, 7 assists in 37 games. He has been absolutely phenomenal. And the thing is, he doesn't just play striker. Kai Havertz also plays in central midfield, plays as a false nine, plays as your main target man at number 9. He scored some huge goals, had some very big performances. I don't think anyone else over-exceeded expectations quite as much as Kai Havertz. Everyone in football was making fun of Arsenal for buying Kai Havertz, and that includes some Arsenal fans, but Kai Havertz has been nothing short of spectacular. For me, surprise player of the season has to be Kai Havertz. And now on to the big one, the player of the season for me. And now for me, it's between 2 players, Martin Odegaard and Declan Rice. And I think Odegaard, especially in 2024, has been absolutely outstanding. He's been game-changing for us. He's been the reason why our offense ticks. I mean, I made a video about him not too long ago, explaining to you why I think Martin Odegaard is sometimes make or break for Arsenal. And without Odegaard, our front 3, our attack and third, we just look lost. Not only being so good on the pitch, but he's such a great leader, and he is the captain for a reason. Outstanding season from him, but how it can't be Declan Rice, I have no idea. For me, Declan Rice isn't only our player of the season, but he's also the signing of the season. He has just been game-changing. The fact that he can play as a 6, he can play as an 8, heck, he even played as a centre-back at times. Declan Rice has been crucial for us in winning those big games, having that metal in midfield, taking offense to defense, taking set pieces, scoring goals when needed. Declan Rice has been crucial, from scoring last-minute goals against Luton Town, to getting tons of assists from set pieces, to defending game-changing moments. Declan Rice, by far and away for me, is our player of the season, and it's not even close. Yes, Martin Odegaard could be up for it, but for me, Declan Rice has just been so good from the first moment to the last of the season. He definitely deserves the player of the season. I can't see anyone else getting it but Declan. But hey guys, that's the video. Let me know in the comments below, which awards do you agree with? Which don't you agree with? Which would you change? Let me know in the comments below. Please be sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you guys haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.